that you remember me. I get that there was nothing that I could have done. Please don't forget my heart.
What's up, guys? All right, happy Tuesday. What's good? Let's get to it. All right, what's up, Garesha? We got Maudi in here, Seth, the boy. All right, everybody. ¿Qué tal, Cesar? What's up? Patrick, Brandon's in here. Morning, it's Taco Tuesday. Let's eat. Let's get it. See if we get some setups today. Let me know in the chat if you already have some setups that you like, that are interesting to you. Morning, Rafa, Corey. Becoming unapologetically something. Sick. What's up, Harsh? Karen, Jane, Joe, Edwin. What up, Brandon? Puccini's in here. Dre, yes, sir. Yeah. All right, so let's kick it off. We got indices opening here in just a little bit, so let's start there. I'm a bit more interested in this zone from yesterday, right? We had this big spike up with New York open, and then everything crashed. So fantastic. Yesterday we ended up having this settle down here as well. So we get below these lows, and we end up just really wrapping everything up here at the end of New York session and as Asian session rolls out. What's up, Samad? What's good, man? So all of this settles, we're chilling, and then now, we still have this zone. So this is a really strong New York open, and I want to make sure this looks good. Let me know if the audio levels are fine, if you guys can hear me okay. So, yeah, I like the sell out of here, especially if we keep climbing our way higher and NQ is leading that push to the upside. So as we're looking at this on the 15-minute, structure right now is way more bullish, right? Way more bullish on NQ. As you can see, Nasdaq has already cleared yesterday's high. So New York high over here. During London, it was kind of just spiking above it. I know it kind of looks like a lot of resistance, almost a distribution here. I think retail is definitely looking to sell Nasdaq, but I think New York Open is gonna clear all this. So I'm not. I don't think that's a good idea, but that's just me. So I'm gonna let this thing just keep pushing, and that would lead us to kind of where we've been at. So as you look here with NQ did something really, really important on Friday. Friday we saw Nasdaq break below June's low, which had acted as a very strong low for 6 weeks plus. So it got below a lot of lows. This liquidates tons of positions, but the market instantly comes back in. Doesn't trade down here, instantly reverses back, and then even on the 1 hour structure, the market really struggled to maintain below here. It gets down, but then it comes right back up, comes down again. So it looks like NQ's motive to get below these levels was not so much to establish a downtrend, but to lure in sellers, take out buyers, and then start making these reversals. So big picture, to me, it seems like we can definitely start seeing a long-term uptrend. That doesn't mean that we can't come down here, though. So I wouldn't be surprised if sometime this week we have kind of a flash crash down into 28,600s, 28,500s, and then we make the recovery again. So we'll see. Like this today may be the catalyst that drives the market down one more time. So yeah, well, we'll see here. So anyways, Nasdaq trading above the highs of the day, I think are very likely. Actually, I think is currently happening. So we're seeing already right before New York Open, we're starting to see NQ clear these highs. In the meantime, what's that doing with Dow, right? That's taking Dow higher as well. And yeah, I mean, I think it's easy. These are easy shorts for Dow to trade into yesterday's New York Open, right around here. We've seen levels of resistance around 52,500, 515, 520-ish. It's like right around these zones. I think we have really good reversal territory. So 52, 52.0. That's what I like right now for shorts. And then I'm open to just taking this, just continuing to trade this down, back down to here. Like structure held pretty well. If we look at the 1 hour on Dow, early in June we had these lows over here, and we haven't really gotten to this yet. So I think we can still work our way down one more low and keep pushing with the market today. So if we work our way back up to here, I am very much open to holding this for the majority of the day and working our way down back under 52K. So those are my thoughts on the day today. Obviously, if we get anything new, anything different, I'm down to respond to this. But yeah, that's where I see it so far. So 15 seconds out from New York Open. S&P trading pretty similar to Dow. So let's see. Good. All right. What about you guys? What are you seeing? What's on your mind? And then, so we just got NQ to take out London highs right before New York Open. We're seeing NQ push higher. Dow also starting to make moves to the upside. So kicking things off there. So strong movement. All right. All right, so this is settling. We have alerts there. Now, buys, right? Buys on indices. Is there a place where buys would make sense? Well, I mean, we had this drop here during Tokyo. Like a nice push down. It looks like it's going to make lower lows. It's going with momentum, and then it just keeps pushing. So, depending on what happens and how Nasdaq works its way into the 28,800s, maybe there's something to pay attention to there. But let's look at NQ now after it's taken out London highs. So we had an immediate liquidation, sweeps the upside, instantly comes back in here. Dow a bit more bullish, wanting to hold this, wanting to keep pushing higher. So, but NQ takes out like a very strong level. This takes out a lot of liquidity over here. Seeing that, right? Instantly just guts tons of retail sellers and comes right back in. So we just might have a shifted momentum here. This could lead into a mitigation setup or something like that. Now, another thing too, you see a little spike here about an hour ago, spikes down, continues and rallies. Now, I'm not necessarily looking to buy within this range. If it fails to hold this high, then the previous low also is relatively weak. So structure here, it's not like this low doesn't hold as well if the most recent high didn't either. So be cautious with buys. All right. Dow slowly working its way lower. Now here's another area, right, where I'm sure some of you are looking at. You kind of saw this spike down into here. Takes the low, starts to work its way higher. At this point, is it worth looking for a buy in this position and this spike down here? I don't love it. This doesn't really teach me or show me anything here. Like, it doesn't give me extra detail. I'm not convinced that structure has finished here. Like, there's no bullish direction here for me either. So looking for buys are a little premature in my opinion. Yeah, I'm chilling. Just not enough evidence for me to want to hold this. Like, yeah, I see the spike down. Like, I see this little sweep. But after the market does that, after the market rebalances, do we have enough confirmation that structure, like the price wants to stay up here? And the fact that actually it's lost momentum every time, not as much. So it's just not my trading style. There's kind of like little signs where you're like, oh, maybe this could go up. You know, maybe this, maybe that, but it's just not it, man. Like, it's just not. Yeah, like, it's not there. You got Tokyo lows here, so don't let like a mediocre opportunity or just your desire, trade a little bit. Let's get a little trade going, Nah, you don't need that. No. You're good. You're good. All right. Okay. In the meantime, we've seen metals start to trade into their imbalance over here. Silver crashing down, gold crashing down. I saw you said I think it was a Puccini. You're in silver shorts. Okay. Let's see, from where? Did you sell mitigation up here or something? Okay, yeah, we had the zone marked up from before, so nice. Looks like you held that. How would I manage this trade? Well, right now, honestly, I would have my stop like right at 59.22. So the high from 8:15 a.m. Central, so from like 20 minutes ago. Yeah, that's where I would have my stop, just in case this wants to fully reverse, and all it did was wanted to clear the lows. So I would move my stop to like right here. Something like this. That's where I would have my stop. Yeah, I don't have entries or anything here. Yesterday I was looking at gold around this time, and so I saw the sweep of the New York low and then liquidity, so I saw it push down. At the same time, silver had swept this liquidity and gotten into an imbalance. So I was like, this might be like a shakeout or something here. And then I just didn't pull the trigger, and that's a bummer. What a bummer. This trade would have been epic. I mean, what, 15R potential? I would have rode this at least to up here. A little 8-9R action. It's been a little bit since I got in a little 5-figure risk reward, Not 5-figure, double-digit risk reward. Okay, now looking at metals. Okay. So I like metals. I like a couple different things here. So, all right, let's kick this off over here though first. Let me have indices in somewhere over here so I can see them. Actually, before I get into this, Man. All right. I think I was gonna bring something up with Nasdaq, but it kind of happened too quickly. But yeah, NQ quickly. Sometimes this happens where the market comes down, and I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but we get like instant mitigations on these zones. Like it'll come down, make the low, and then come back right back up, and then instantly just go. Like it only really happens when it's like New York Open. It makes like a move up or down. Like so, it'll take out liquidity. It'll start to go in its direction, and then come back into the imbalance, mitigate, and then come right back in again. So I see this happen actually more often than not with like right at New York Open, where you'll get the setup like instantly. You don't even get good structure yet. It's just like boom, boom, boom. It's like a ping pong back and forth on some Marty Supreme type of a movement over here. So that's where that's going crazy over there. Dow here struggling to stay bullish as well. So the bears are holding on much better on that side of things. But anyways, going back to oil. Going back to oil over here, we've seen now a key level swept above. So oil has just taken out this 84.60, 84.50 range, the high from Sunday. All right, so to kick off the week, we gap up, and then the market worked its way down. Right now, we just cleared that high. Clearing this high brings everything back to these levels over here. So the market had started to drop in June 11th. We saw the market crash below 80s, the 80s again, from 85, and just started to absolutely dwindle. We traded back down to here, so now we've made a quick turnaround over here. So is there enough momentum to keep pushing higher? Are we looking at a potential shakeout here, the way that oil just took out that high? Doesn't seem like it yet, in my opinion. I'm not really necessarily convinced on shorts or anything yet. Don't have that kind of data. But the big thing that I like here is we have this huge spike from Monday. Monday, London session, massive break below this previous low right here. Market doesn't quite get above the high well, so it's kind of dipping up and down. So we build up a lot of liquidity right here. So there's a lot of retail buyers sitting right here. Okay, so we got some money right here. Market squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. Right now, currently, we have indices starting to crash down, in case you guys were wondering. So I do think that this has not mitigated yet, this massive spike. We did eventually trade back down to this level, but to me, this was just closing out like these order blocks. Like we were just filling these positions over here. So this doesn't, I don't believe we close out this big drop right there. So I don't think we're there yet. So the market getting below these New York lows, this would be buying opportunity for me. Taking out the lows of, today's previous low, trading down to here, that makes sense to me. Now, could this reverse before that, though? Yes, it also could. Why? Well, you have this ginormous push down here during London, so you have a huge spike down. That sets that takes out here some of these 8 Tokyo session consolidation, liquidity. The market then rallies. We've been from here. The market broke above, pushed down aggressively. So you have another move right here. Here's an order block for you. And then we've been trading above here for the last just about 2.5 hours. So, oil. Money keeps coming into this thing. So there's kind of 3 zones where you can see reversals from. And I would take these conservatively until we get to the down here. So if we were to, trade into this zone, I like 83.06, and then yeah, I would be very quick to take profit on these. To be fair, like depending on how we get here, I might be even looking below 2R on like this first zone, and then if we get below that, trading down towards these areas. This might be, depending on, it just depends on how we flow. That might be another 2R or less that I'd be looking into here. Just depends on the situation. And then finally we have this zone over here, where now I would be looking for the bigger reversal. Here's where I would be looking for, yeah, bigger moves, continuations. So it'll just kind of depend on how we get to this area. But there's quite a bit going on over here. How you manage your stop is definitely going to matter. So there's levels to this for sure. So here is oil. Would love to hear or see what you guys think about this. But let's see it. Today's setups. July 21, 2026. Yo, shout out to the whole squad here for, I know, wishing Nance a happy birthday. And I meant a lot to her. All right, oil still pushing. Cool. All right. Okay, now let's go take a look at indices, because indices are now and metals are still crashing. So that silver trade, bro. Woo, that thing's going. Hey, good stuff. Let's see if that's gonna keep melting for you. I think it will. All right, so we got S&P crashing here. Oh my goodness. Left equal highs, but it is crumbling down. This structure right here. We have Dow or NQ. Look at that. Took the high, or that was S&P. My bad. Dow ended up basically doing the distribution. So this sweep to the upside. I guess these lows were enough for that to work out. I wasn't convinced, so obviously I didn't take this trade. But bearish momentum, crushing these lows. All right. Getting below here now, so the previous low that it had made, of course, it gets below this. We haven't quite taken out Tokyo or New York lows yet, so I'm gonna have this alert here, and this alert here. Okay. Maybe are we gonna get S&P all the way down to these areas? Because remember, you have S&P making similar moves to NQ, where it gets this pretty big crash down to this zone. So it should get here before NASDAQ does too. And then you have NQ way over here, right? Way up here. So initially, right, the last, from Tokyo, London, NQ has the most bullish momentum by a long shot. And right now, things are still relatively similar. Dow, much more bearish, working its way all the way down. S&P, similar. All right. Now, in this instant, in this moment, suddenly, NQ is picking up more momentum to the downside. Okay. Now that it broke the low, they kind of flipped. Here's where things can get pretty tricky. All right, so we want to trade what we know, make less assumptions, and if things don't make sense, and if we're just unsure, best bet is, all right, just stay out. It's okay to stay out sometimes. I think too many times we like the feeling of being in a trade rather than, and we kind of forget why we're trading, which is to We trade so that we can make money. Duh. Right? Like, yeah, obviously. But we trade so that we can make money because we know that there's scenarios in which we have an advantage. And you can't forget that. Can't forget that little part is the only reason we do this instead of other things is because, one, this creates environments, or there are environments in which we have an advantage, whether you can make multiple times more than what you're risking, or we're in a certain flow of money that we've seen before, in which we can semi-reliably, like, all right, get something out of this thing. So with that being said, that's what we want to look for. What's our sweet spot here? All right, what's the sweet spot here? This looks like distribution from NASDAQ. That's pretty plain and simple. Same thing here with Dow Jones. Like, these look like distributions. However, right now when it makes the lower low, and we haven't bought anything here anywhere, this immediately doesn't want to stay down here. See that? We take these lows, so we get back to these London lows over here near this area, and then instantly we're reversing out of here. So we haven't swept London lows. Well, Dow has, NQ hasn't. So we know these highs weren't really going to last, and this low could be broken. We're seeing that. So is there a chance that we're seeing a shakeout opportunity here? Maybe, but this wouldn't be the highest probability one. Because we haven't swept too much liquidity, a shakeout out of here doesn't look as likely. Could it still work? Sure. Now, the reason I kind of like Dow's chance here is because Dow is kind of like rounding out, right? We cleared the lows here. We're starting to break above. This is struggling too. But these lows are also struggling to make these to be sustainable. So a lot of indecision. So I want to see indices just print a little bit longer. No decisions made. Just want to see more unfold. Seth, you asked me about oil sales are from zones June 11th. Are you still looking at this contract, or did you go to the MCLQ contracts? Because I would be interested in seeing, because those are price action. That's price from. Like, I wonder how that compares. Because these are contracts from, like, the volume is over there. All right, can I even open these anymore? MCLQ. It was Q, right? Or is it just gone? I guess it's just gone. All right, so. I mean, yeah, we have definitely, like, in this zone and up here. This was where we had some money came in and then just died. we had big spikes around these areas. Especially, like, right here. 86.50, 86, 86 to 87.70. And then you had, like, this final move up here, basically 88 to 89.43-ish. So these zones for reversals on oil Yeah, they're definitely valid. I mean, they look good. Obviously, we have a lot of bullish momentum right now, so. And as you guys know, like oil correlations are a little bit trickier than indices. Indices are a little bit easier. Today, it seems like we have a healthy correlation where if oil is going up, indices are going down, and vice versa. So I would be interested in oil sells, especially if we are seeing maybe rounding. If we're seeing reversals on indices, let's say indices are about to get into buy territory and oil is getting into sell territory, then I'm interested in something like this. But yeah, these zones make sense, Seth, for sure, like 100%. All right, so back to indices real quick. We saw it take the low. We came back up, came crashing back down with Dow. Same thing with NQ. My intuition here was giving me like, all right, like this could be at least giving us a bounce out of these lows. Now that we took this low, came right back up, came right back down, but all of this is just kind of like I would have already wanted to have been in. But do you have the confirmations? No. Market doesn't settle enough for me to make convicted entries. It's just like, oh yeah, I think that could work out. But it's not, oh, that's the plan. That's exactly the model. Take the trade. No, it's definitely a little bit different than that. Can you look on gold? What do you want me to look at for gold? Gold right now reaching, some of the price action from Asian session. I don't have buys at all that I'm interested in whatsoever here. Yeah, I don't have setups with metals right now. The only area that could see something is this huge push down right here from gold. Yeah, this big sell off right there. Which actually doesn't even exist this way with the gold contract. Excuse me. So, I don't really. Nothing comes to mind yet with gold. I'm sure some of you, maybe you want to sell. Right? You're like, all right, well, should I be looking for shorts again? I just don't have the setups, man. So, let's see. The choppiness continues here with NQ. Gold started this session a bit more bearish, right? It was faster to take the lows. Now Dow is working its way back up, and here's where we had that spike, right? Here's where we had the momentum kick things off to the upside before selling off. So I'm sure there's a bit of enticement, like right after New York Open, goes up here, works its way down. But the problem with looking for sells here is just that the structure isn't great. There's not a lot that the market doesn't stay here for very long. So wanting to sell where the market or money came in to spike everything up, it's just not being supported by structure. So what could help is that, it looks like NQ has a lot further to go. Like it definitely could keep dropping down into these zones. But I think it's you are taking a gamble if you don't have the structure that you would want right here. Like You can see that. Right now, Dow's more bullish. Coming all the way up to here. NQ, more bearish. Looks it hasn't taken London lows yet. So, you know, a little sketchy here. Taking sells here. Sometimes it happens and it flips. Just like we saw as soon as NQ or Dow, as soon as Dow took this low, because Dow was selling off first. Once Dow took out a point of liquidity, then all of a sudden, okay, NQ became more bearish. So now that the market's up to here, part of me does think this is still going to work out. But just like everything else I've said today, these are like not textbook trading environments for me. And I prefer not to trade when the market isn't giving me just clear setups. And honestly, and you guys have seen it happen a lot on this channel. A lot of times it works. And it's a little frustrating. It's a little irritating. Where you're like, but like intuition to an extent has quite a bit of power. It has its place for sure. But I think long term for me, what served me has been being able to reject a lot of those, I wouldn't say intuition, because I do listen to my intuition when a lot more is lined up. But when you have like two different things battling each other, I'm okay with staying on the sidelines. Like this here, not giving us strong lower lows, that is a disqualification for a setup for me. So not trading that makes more sense. Same thing with NQ here, right? Like, it comes down, and then it comes right back up. It comes down again, and then it comes right back up. So, yeah, you gotta be able to just reject these like, it's pulling you in. Like, come on, just get in the market. But, you know, it's all good. Okay. Oil made one more push above when we had, so we cleared these highs, right? Gets above, comes back down, gets above, comes back down. Oil, same thing. Oil is just not holding these at all. So are we in an environment where oil could short before we get up there? Is this last push up for oil after New York open? I mean, you guys are seeing this here very clearly. All right, here we take the high. Is this ready for reversals? Could this be a shakeout? I think if we stay like this for a little bit longer and we get back up into this range, I'm not against it. Yeah, I'm not against that. Could be decent. All right, Brandon, you asked about, where is it, 6A somewhere? Where was that? All right, so let's look at, yo, Bitcoin dough. Let's go. Run, baby, run. Yeah, all right, we can take a look at that. Let's see. All right, so let's look at some of these majors. Australian. So big picture, I preferred kind of trading down here. Going into the 15-minute time frame, it looks like we break above these highs and come back down. I I don't know. This to me seems like, okay, if we're looking at just this range, sure. You know, like, if we're looking only here, then this looks like higher high, higher low, higher high. Just this, like, 1 hour, 15-minute range, for sure. Saw it spike down. Cool. This, I get it. However, does this only exist, does this push to the upside only exist so that it could take out July 15th's highs and liquidate that? Because this move to the upside, you can't ignore this. This pumps up to sweep a lot of these sells from the last week. And then as soon as it did that, then it comes crashing down. So, man, I am under the impression I would not buy this. Yeah, I wouldn't. All right, where are we back at? Okay, so switching gears again. Dow, look at that. The beauty of not listening to the little demon over your shoulder going like, you should sell indices, guy. All right, cool. So we just took a London high for Dow. Meanwhile, divergence is happening like crazy here. So Dow spikes up, NQ spikes down. Okay. Different games. All right. Interesting. Yeah, the Green Goblin mask is like, you know, it's calling us. Yo, who's hyped for that for Spider-Man? I'm stoked, dude. I'm hyped to go see it. If Dow and NQ keep moving in opposite directions, so if NQ keeps working its way down, I'm definitely open to still selling Dow here. Yeah. Yo, movies have been good this month, dude. They've been solid. Odyssey was sick. Christopher Nolan never disappoints. Yo, they really tried to convince us that he was going to make a bad movie. That's crazy. Like, they really tried. They were like, oh yeah, like he's making it all woke or something. Not even. It was sick, yeah. There was just dude, it was epic. Okay, so, we'll wait it out. And we're waiting, and we're waiting, and we're waiting. All right, so let's go back to the majors since you pointed it out here, Brandon. All right, so Swiss, compared to everything else, the Swiss just is struggling, dude. Like, dollar, everything versus the dollar, like, all of these other pairs are just ripping. And then Swiss is just can't hang right now. Keeps trying to make higher highs that just liquidate and drop, liquidate and drop, liquidate and drop. So this is relatively consistent, right? We saw this huge spike here. You know, it just couldn't hang. So you see it sell off again and again and again. So yeah, selling Swiss, I mean, there's just options and options and options for this. Like, this was the massive, massive move. So have we sold out of here yet? Do we have this move yet? So as I'm looking at the structure here for 6S and the Swiss franc, we have a really big push up here. Everything starts to drop. We do come back into this zone, but I think we play out of this order block. So at some point, I do think we're going to get a bigger sell-off for 6S, like way up here. But in the meantime, we have these smaller zones like right here. Right here, during London, you see money come in and then everything works its way down. And then we also see like good lower lows. Prices been trading down here all of Monday, Tuesday. So, I mean, I'm sure many of you don't trade the Swiss franc. That's not your usual cup of tea over here, but there are options. So if you're seeing all these other pairs going absolutely crazy, flying to the upside, don't be surprised, right? Don't be surprised. Friday during London, unfortunately, we see the yen spike into the zone and then come crashing down. So clear mitigation right here. So well done. And then Monday, towards the end of London session, we see this move right here. So sweeps liquidity, comes crumbling back down, comes back, taps into where we had a lot of these order blocks. So I feel like we could still sell out of here in this 0.60, 0.0061, 6188, right around this area. So this, for the yen, still seems like a possibility over here. So I add this over here. All right, so we have this as just an idea. Just something to keep in mind, right? 6J. Keep it on your radar. We had 6S as well, so let me just zoom out here. Obviously, guys, use the entire market to your benefit. Keep everything in mind. Don't just blindly trade one thing. Just like, all right, cool. What's the whole board look like? What are we doing here? At least that's how I look at things. All right. We'll come back to this in a second. Let's just get a quick update on indices. You guys know how quick these things can change. All right. Now we've gotten below London lows. Dow's above London highs. Okay. And then S&P is just confused. It's like, guys, where do we go? What do I follow? The journey continues here. Now, I know we briefly mentioned, like, could we get a shakeout with oil? The way that we're breaking into, like, that we're working our way down now, I don't love it, so I'm not going to entertain that anymore. Okay, 6S, 6N, ZD. The yen just doesn't stop bleeding. Euro has been, guys, okay. Lock in with me here for a second. The euro has been consolidating at like 1.14 to 1.15 for a whole month, basically. Just about. There is going to be a monumental breakout here. Like, this is going to go crazy. You saw it happen throughout May, like middle of May. It's about a 3-week squeeze, and that led to a huge breakout continuation. This was Friday. What is it? Was it NFP? No, Friday. There might have been news here. Actually, let's go see. Let's go see. So Friday, June 5th. It was before NFP. I don't know exactly what caused this drop. What was the catalyst here? And then we had June 17th. But anyways, so we've been moving relatively sideways for just about a month. So breakouts are incoming for sure. And where can that be? Is it going to go down first? Is it going to go up first? Like where could we see this unfold? If you want to draw some trend lines, which you can, right now, it's not really as clean for the trend lines. Do we have some equal lows here? So let's see, like, is there incentive for this to go higher first? Lower should be on the lookout for something. And so as I'm looking at this right now, I'm thinking, you know what, like, I don't have all of the clarity in the world. And then we got this drop on Monday where this breaks below this low and immediately comes back in. Right over here. So we clear this low from July 15th. The market doesn't stay below at all. It actually moves sideways. Okay. And at this point, you start to see a shift. Market trades right back into here. Rejection, rejection. So it's closing all the spikes to the upside. And right now, just now, right, we see it clear this low, trade down into this zone. So it's not like I didn't really feel like we had a setup. But now that we've made this move down, I think we could get a setup. So if we keep going higher and higher here, if we get a break above this high, we might be in formation of a mitigation trade over here. And then we could be getting ready for some big breakouts. Now this week, so let's go to this week. This week we have Euro interest rates. Okay? So Thursday, so in 2 days, we have basically, let's call it like an FOMC. But for Euro. So this could be setting us up for a big catalyst in the market, big Euro news event that could, create massive risk reward opportunities. So stay on the lookout for Euro and any sort of possible plays here. Because we're seeing so many different dollar pairs start to crash, go down and go down and go down. Meanwhile, Euro does that, but struggles to go down the same way. Like the pound really crashed down into these zones way more aggressively than the Euro has. And pound just takes out all of this low Wednesday, Thursday, or Tuesday, trading down to this level. Now, would I have bought here? No, but you can just see there's just way more aggressive movement there versus everything else. So that's something to be keeping in mind moving forward here. All right, so metals bounce back just the way like Dow did as well. So you see everything working its way up. S&P crashing. NQ still bearish. Okay. Yeah, so anyways, guys, for today, what I would say is keeping mindful with the way the market's moving. There is a good chance that I take a sell on Dow here at 52, above 52,500. On the other hand, take a look at this though. Now, for Dow as well, remember, now Dow definitely broke these lows before coming back up. So if Dow stays bullish for quite some time and we have a higher high, we might be looking at buys for Dow Jones back in this 52,150 area as well. So if the market is looking clear, if you feel like you understand direction very well, then take your positions. If you feel like things are a little too back and forth, indecisive, things are unclear, just live the trade another day. Like, you don't have to give your money back today. There might be another trading day. You might be like, but You know, I want to be able to get this payout, so I just need another trading day. Just a little. I just need a little 150. So look, my advice to you is don't be a little crackhead. All right. Don't be a little crackhead on these markets. That's it. I know, crazy advice. Don't be a crackhead, right? But sometimes that's what you are. It's the truth. You're feeding for a little entry. Just let me get a little something. YMOB buy at 52,229. Why? And your stops over here? I would rather just take the entry a lot lower. Yeah, I would rather just take it. I don't. Where would you have your stop for that? Yeah, I would take it just sub 52, 195, probably like 152, 165 ish. If this high is, if the structure holds on, yeah. All right. Outside of that, let's see. Do a quick little scan on the stock side of things. SpaceX, pretty good bounce today. Coinbase up 12%. I mean, obviously Bitcoin's up, so Coinbase goes up. Cool. Robinhood follows always. Cena. Okay, so Cena recovery. This Intel drop down to here. I think this was a shakeout. I think this is clearing liquidity, and we're going to see Intel push again. Tesla. Oh, we didn't break this yet. So I'm still not convinced on Tesla being done moving. What was this thing again? SRFM? What was this? Someone sent me this. I don't remember why it's on my list. Okay. Ooh, this is nice. So, we already played into this gap before. So, you know, the Yum brands are the Taco Bell related. So, yeah, because we failed to hold these highs, I also thought that these lows would fail. I don't know where that would take us, though. I'm not sure if that's if we're just going to get below this and then reverse, or if that's going to bring us all the way to kind of like getting below where we were squeezing. So I wonder, like, if this is going to be it. From a technical position, like, we just never got back down to here. So these are like this big, all the KFC, all those brands. But we never spiked down into here, so I'm not going to rush this. If we get back under 135 for the Yum brands, I'm going to take an options play on here and go from there. But there is a chance that we're just looking to break these lows and then this also rallies. So we'll see. But Coinbase with the pump. Bitcoin with the rally. What do y'all think? Hey, be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Did you sell any crypto down here? You remember, you didn't over here. And you didn't over here. And you didn't over here. But all the way over here, where you're like, man, I hate crypto. I hate Bitcoin. And then it rallies, right? The audacity. The audacity. Or did you pick any up? And I say crypto, but I meant really more Bitcoin. I'm like dead set on Bitcoin. That to me is a no-brainer. Everything else, I like have given less and less attention. But this one to me is as easy as it gets. All right, last check in here with indices, and then we'll wrap up the session today. If you didn't see the webinar last night, the trading, who enjoyed yesterday's session, the little trading we did, trading purgatory, breaking out. If you got some value out of that, let me know. Let me know in the chat, whether it's you putting some ones, and or something that you enjoyed from it. If not, I'm gonna be sending the recording for everyone that registered for it. So that'll be there for you guys. Otherwise, guys, we've been uploading onto the channel now, so we've been getting some shorts up there, getting some more long form videos, so that you guys can get either a look into some of the things that I think about from a psychology standpoint. I'm building a really good rhythm with creating more just structured educational videos. Something I'm realizing is the videos I want to make, I think, are not really where most people want to hear. So from a like going and building a, I don't know, and this is just me venting, to be honest, is like I need to make a little bit more videos that are more like publicly wanted. Like I like making a lot of trading psychology videos, but people don't want that for the most part. They're not searching for that. It's what you need, but it's not what you're looking for. You know what I mean? So there'll be a healthy mix of some technical stuff, prop firm strategy stuff, psychology things, inside look into some like sessions that we do with some of our members. So it'll be a mixed bag of everything. So yeah, it'll be there for y'all. So you guys will be getting a little bit of everything. But if there are specific things, really specific, whether it's nuanced or general idea videos that you want to see things about, let me know in the comments right now. Like what is it that you'd want to see more of? Like entries, exits, technicals, prop firms, which prop firms, or like how to approach it, different account sizes, live account trading. Like, okay, what does that look like? What should I know? Whatever. Y'all let me know. You know, I'm right now. Like I'm live here every day, obviously, but yeah, I just I don't know. I want to make it easy for people to be able to get this down. Yeah, it's just super easy. That's easy as it can get, at least. I mean, it's not easy, but if we can help, obviously, we will. Stop loss management. Okay, cool. Do I stop buying, Sophia? Do I stop buying at any price and just hold? Not really. No. What I'll do is, you're saying like when I dollar cost average with Bitcoin, I'll start doing less or more, like a little. I'll like turn it down or up, and then whatever money I was gonna be investing there, I'd just do it somewhere else. But right now for Bitcoin specifically, yeah, I'm just buying until we get to sub 110K right now. For me is great. I'm cool with that. Like I'm just buying the entire time, like literally every single day. I'd fall for the only strategy you'll ever need, LOL, before finding you. I'll make that'll be my hook. This is the only strategy you'll ever need to be profitable in the markets, because all you need is a strategy and nothing else, clearly. All right, markets are ripping, pumping. All right. Let's see. I wonder if NQ goes for these for these New York highs here. New York open highs. Is it gonna clear this thing? We're getting closer to selling for Dow. Nice. Sweet. All right, cool guys. Well, much love. Go check out the last video if you haven't already. 'Twas a good one. Let me know. Yeah, let me go drop a comment. Just click on it over here. What did I call it again? I think it's something like why good traders blow their accounts or something like that. So yeah, go check that out. Cool. Later, y'all. Peace.